Welcome to QZenith video tutorials. In this video, I'm going to show you how to import Cisco IOS images in EVE-NG machine. So let's get started. So let us download our operating system that is known as Cisco IOS Inter-Network Operating System and import it in our EVE-NG to create a topology. So our object is to cover in this video would be, first of all, we're going to download Cisco images. Now, where we can find those images, I'm going to open up the web browser, and then over here I'm going to open up google.com, and then I'm going to type over here Cisco Modeling Labs and then hit enter. Now it opens up this one and you've got this Cisco developer. So you're going to go to this link, right click on it, and then open it in new tab and wait for a while. It's the Cisco Modeling Lab, and then scroll down a little bit, and they can find the personal and the personal plus to create the online labs. Over here, when you're going to use the Cisco Modeling Labs, it actually provides you 20 Cisco nodes that you can connect in your lab. So you can just click on buy now, and then over here it says that you have to purchase it, and then the cost is $199. And why I'm actually showing you this is, if you buy this Cisco Modeling Labs, one thing is that you can actually have the modeling labs online and you can practice it over here. Or if you don't have the operating system to include in your EVE-NG machine, so you could just buy this, and then there you will find some operating systems of those Cisco devices that has the extension of QCOW. So those operating systems, you can download it, and then over here I showed you that if you're going to use this, it will actually give you 20 Cisco nodes. So if you download the operating system from here, it would be worthwhile because you can use those operating systems and include it in your EVE-NG, and you can add more than 20 Cisco nodes. You can add thousands of nodes to create your lab environment. So we can get those Cisco IOS images from here, or maybe from the Cisco official site, and then you can search it on the internet, then download those images. Now I'm going to show you what type of images you're going to get. I already have downloaded the Cisco images, and there you go. These are the images. So I have got Cisco IOS, the Internet Network Operating System, and that's virtual. And this is 15.9.3 version. That's the router operating system. And this one is the virtual IOS, that's for layer 2 device. So that means it's for switch. So if I'm going to double click on it, I'm going to get the QCOW image. So the image that actually has the extension of QCOW2, that is the valid IOS, which can be imported in EVE-NG. The same thing goes with the router. If you double click on the folder, you can see it actually ends with .qcow2 extension. So these are the files that would be helpful for you to actually include in the EVE-NG, and then you can work with it, and then you can create your own topology over here in the EVE-NG. So I have downloaded it, and then if you face some kind of issues, just let me know. I'm going to help you out to actually include these operating systems in the EVE-NG machine, or I will help you to get these iOS images as well. So it's totally fine. You can just email me. Now, this is one way to actually get the operating systems, and I already have downloaded it. So we have completed the first objective. So the second objective is to transfer the operating systems. So I need to transfer these two operating systems and import it in the EVE-NG machine. which is over here in the VMware workstation. So I already have imported the EVE-NG in my VMware workstation, and it's working fine. So before even including the operating systems, I'm going to show you that by default, there are no operating systems in EVE-NG other than having the virtual PC. Only virtual PC is available in the EVE-NG. You need to make sure that this is the IP address 10.10.10.41, and then the login would be root over here for the command line interface, and the password would be EVE. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the web browser, and I'm going to type this IP address as 10.10.10.41. So 10.10.10.41, and then hit enter, and it opens up the EVE page. Now this is the graphical user interface page, so we need to type the username as admin. So in CLI mode, you're going to type root, and over here in graphical user interface, you're going to type admin. The password is the same, EVE, and then just click on sign in. So I recommend you to use Firefox to actually access the EVE topology because it works fine. If you're going to use Chrome, you may face some kind of issues, maybe regarding the devices. When you're going to get the access of the devices, you're not going to get the terminal of those devices. So it would be easier for you to get the access of the devices easily in the web browser if you're going to use the Mozilla Firefox web browser. Now this is the EVE topology, so I need to create a topology. If I'm going to right click on this node, I'm going to just click on node, and it shows me a lot of operating systems options over here. But the thing is that no operating system is available over here because all those things are grayed out. So if I'm going to scroll down to the bottom, and I can only see that one thing in blue, and that's virtual PC. So this virtual PC is already been pre-installed in this EVE-NG. That's why it's available. But if you wanted to practice for Juniper devices or Cisco devices, or maybe some servers, or maybe some clients, Windows servers, anything, you need to actually include the image first in your EVE-NG machine, and then those would be available over here. So I'm going to include the Cisco vIOS router and Cisco vIOS switch over here. So as of now, it's grayed out. So I'm going to include those two images, the operating systems of the router and the switch over here in the EVE-NG, and then I'm going to make you understand and show you that these are going to be in blue. That means the operating systems are available to actually create the topology over here in this EVE topology machine or the environment. So to include it, first of all, you need to know that to transfer the iOS from the desktop to the EVE-NG, you need to use WinSCP, right? So I'm going to use WinSCP. You can use FileZilla, depends what kind of software that you're going to use. As of now, my laptop is pre-installed with Windows, so I'm going to use WinSCP. So this is it. So now what I need to do is make sure that if you wanted to connect to the EVE-NG machine, you need to SSH to that machine. So we're going to use the file protocol as SFTP, Secure File Transfer Protocol, and then the host name. So that means here you need to type the IP address of the EVE-NG machine. So the IP address is 10.10.10.41. So type in as 10.10.10.41. And you need to make sure that you're connecting to the command line interface of the EVE-NG machine. So you're going to type root as the default user and the password as EVE. So we are done with this. Now you're going to just click on login. So you are logged in successfully. So on the left side, you are on the Windows machine. On the right side, you have the EVE-NG access, right? So Windows access, EVE-NG access. Why we have got two different windows or two different panels over here in the WinSCP, so that we can actually drag and drop those folders or files from Windows machine to the EVE-NG machine. As of now, I would like to show you where we need to put those images. Now, first of all, I showed you that I've got those two images already been downloaded on my desktop. So just double click on it. Cisco IOS. I have got two operating systems. One is for router, another one is for switch, right? So where do we need to paste this? First of all, you need to make sure that you are on the root folder of that EVE-NG machine, and then you need to scroll down and you need to find that opt folder. So double click on the opt folder, and you need to find this unit lab folder. Just double click on it, and then you need to go to the add-ons folder, double click on it, and then you've got the QEMU. So double click on it. This is the path: opt, unit lab, add-ons, QEMU. So this is the path. Now you need to pull those operating systems from desktop and copy it over here. So before even copying it over here, we need to make sure that when we are actually working with those operating systems, we need to make sure that it's the valid folder created over here on the EVE-NG machine. So first of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag and drop the switch folder from here, and then you just drop it, and then it's been copied from the desktop to the EVE-NG machine. That's how it is, and it's good to go, right? So if I'm going to double click on it, I can see that this is the QCow image, and it's already been renamed as Virtua QCow. So you need to make sure that always that whenever you are actually including the Cisco operating system, the folder should be the version of the specific operating system. And then if you double click on it, if you see some kind of different name, you need to change it to this name. I'm going to show you another way how we can actually create the folder from the Red Hat machine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the Red Hat machine, and then first of all, I'm going to log into the device, and then I'm going to click on activities, click on terminal so that I can access the EVE-NG machine. So as of now, I can see the IP address. It's 10.10.10.39 that has been assigned to this Red Hat machine. So what I'm going to do is ping 10.10.10.41. That's the IP address for Linux. So I'm going to hit enter, and it shows you, okay, that's the IP address of that Linux machine. Okay, that's cool. And it's pinging. So now I'm going to do SSH to root user of 10.10.10.41. So that's the IP address of the EVE-NG machine. That's the username. And then I'm going to hit enter. And it says that you need to accept the fingerprint. I'm going to say yes. And then the password, it's EVE, and then hit enter. So I get the access, right? So as of now, if I do present working directory, I'm in the /root directory. So I need to go to that directory that's been mentioned over here: opt, unit lab, add-ons, and QEMU, right? So I'm going to go from here, cd/opt, unit lab, add-ons, QEMU, and then hit enter. Now you are in the correct path, and then if you're going to do ls -l, you can see that the switch that we have actually copied from the desktop is available over here. So let's create a folder for our router image. So what I'm going to name to that specific router folder. So make directory, and then name it as VIOS, and then ADVENTERPRISEK9-M, and then -15.9.3. Now that's the operating system version, right? So you need to make sure that's the operating system version. So I'm going to show you here. It's 15.9.3. So I'm going to hit enter, and ls -l, I can see that the folder has been created for that router. So let me check over here. I cannot see the folder has been created over here. I'm going to refresh it, and there you go. The folder has been created. So if I'm going to double click on it, and no file is there. So if I'm going to double click on it and then again copy these two files and drag and drop over here, it's been copied. So if I'm going to verify from the Red Hat machine, you can do that as well. ls vIOS, okay, enterprise, that's the router IOS folder, hit enter, and you can see that is the router image. Now we need to rename it to tio.qcow. So how do we do that? Either you can just right click on it and then rename it from here, or you can actually rename it from the Red Hat Enterprise itself. So I'm going to show you how we can rename it. I need to go to the folder first, hit enter, clear the screen. As of now, my current directory is the router folder. So I have got files within it, so I need to rename that specific file. So move is the command to rename it, the iOS, and then rename it to virtioa.qcow2, qcow2. So if I'm going to hit enter and then -L, now you can see that the name of that router iOS has been modified or renamed to virtioa.qcow2. Okay, cool. So if I'm going to verify it over here, it says that that's the name. I need to refresh it to get the new name. So refresh it, and it's already been renamed it from the Red Hat Enterprise Linux. Okay, cool. So now we have added the router image and the Cisco switch image over here in the EVE-NG machine. Now we need to verify if it's visible in our EVE-NG topology. So I'm going to open up my web browser, EVE-NG, and then right click on it, click on node, and then scroll down. Now you can see that it's blue, right? So it's Cisco vIOS router and Cisco vIOS switch. So this is how you import Cisco images in EVE-NG. And from the very next video, I'm going to show you how we can build a topology in EVE-NG and start working with those Cisco IOS images. This is it in this video. Hope it was informative for you. I will see you on the next video. Thank you for watching.